Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Drama Tarot. This reading is going to be on David Dobrik and Liza relationship, or the future of their romantic relationship. I did want to say a special thank you to Wana because they requested this specifically. So thank you, and I apologize for getting the reading up so late, but here we go. Um, the overall energy or the overall outcome of the situation is the Queen of Swords here. Um, the energy I'm picking up from this card is sort of the energy of laying down your swords and finally gaining a different perspective on how to communicate. So I do feel like in the future there's going to be communication between the two of them, and I feel like it's going to be the type of communication where they're finally able to hear one another out. In the past, I'm kind of getting the sense that maybe communication with them was an issue, but I feel like in the future, this is almost a sense of saying, I come in peace. I'm ready to speak to you. And not only am I ready to speak to you, I'm ready to speak to you with an open heart. I'm ready to be honest about everything, and I'm ready to listen and not listen in judgment. I'm actually open. I want to hear what it is you have to say. This is not argumentative. This is genuine communication, and I feel like it's two people that are finally gaining perspective on a situation. Okay? So, with that being said, the first card out of the deck is the World card, which isn't surprising because obviously this is the ending of a relationship, so this is the ending of a cycle. I do feel with this card, though, that there were a lot of lessons learned in the situation that presented itself to them, and I also get a sense of freedom. Um, when I say freedom, it just feels like there were a lot of things that maybe neither one of them were necessarily aware that they needed to work on until the end of this relationship. And I feel like with this Queen of Swords, I feel like that sort of taught them a lot of lessons because with the World card, you do have to learn certain lessons in order to complete this cycle. Okay? But I also, as a clarifying card, I got the Four Swords here. Now, obviously, the Four Swords is, I'm sorry, the Four Wands. And obviously, the Four Wands, that's a card of a happy home. But what I'm picking up on more than anything is this creative energy. I feel like together they were super creative together. Obviously, people watch the videos, they've seen them together. They were funny, they were happy, they were jovial. I feel like that this is closure. And this feels like to me that the lessons they've learned, this is actually bringing in closure to what it is, whatever project it was that brought them a lot of fulfillment, whatever home life this was that they created. And it was abundant, it was blessed, it was something that they got enjoyment out of. But when it came to an end, I feel like maybe it was something that it wasn't understood properly. But with this Queen of Swords being here, I feel like they're beginning to get the closure that they need on this situation. They're beginning to get the closure that they need on why their relationship ended. They're beginning to finally understand things in a different light and see it in a different perspective. Which actually, once this World card has, once this ending has happened, it brings in a new beginning. Okay. Now, also, second card out of the deck was the Emperor. Now, with this Emperor card, I do feel the emperor can be sort of the ultimate authoritarian. He's sort of the king of kings. What he says goes. It's that kind of energy. But what I'm picking up most from this emperor is pride. I'm picking up a lot of ego. Okay, so with this world card and with this emperor card here, I feel like a lot, maybe in the past there was a lot of issues with their communication, but the issue stemmed in the issue with their communication stemmed from pridefulness. I feel like there was a lot of ego on both their parts, and it was very difficult for either one of them to hear the other person out without, it was difficult for them to hear the other person out and actually listen to that person without feeling like they were being attacked. Because the card that came out to clarify the Emperor was the Seven of Wands. Okay, this is the energy of feeling like you're being attacked. It's the energy of feeling like you have to be on guard, like you have to be ready all the time. You're ready to fight. This is an argument. The Seven of Wands is an argument. Okay, so I feel like with this Emperor card and this Seven of Wands, I definitely feel like a lot of their communication problems in the past stem from the fact that it was tied up in ego. And because there was a lot of ego in this situation, there were a lot of arguments and there was a lot of negative communication. But with this Queen of Swords in play now, this feels like two people, or this feels like the energy of someone who's finally able to put their ego aside and put their pride down and actually have a conversation, have a meaningful conversation that brings about the closure that they need to actually move on. Okay, this is no longer the energy of fighting and I can't listen to you because you're hurting my feelings even though you're not necessarily saying anything wrong. um Whenever your pride is involved, I keep going back to the pride. I just feel like there was a lot of pride in this situation between the both of them. And I feel like that caused a lot of problems. I feel like that really caused a lot of issues between the two of them. But that wasn't, I feel like that's past energy. I feel like what's happening now is there's this new communication that's coming in without the pride, without the ego. And they're going to be able to speak to each other and let their guards down for once. And that's going to bring in the closure that they need. Okay? Once they let their guards down, that's the thing that brings in the closure. That's the thing that helps them gain understanding on what happened to this relationship or to this happy home or why we can't create things together anymore. They begin to actually see things from the other person's perspective and not from their own ego, not from their own mind, but they're able with this Queen of Swords energy here to actually listen. If you look at this Queen of Swords, her head is bowed. Okay, she's listening. She's not speaking, she's listening. And her head is actually above the clouds there. So she's gaining a new perspective on something. Okay, so that's what actually brings about this closure, is the fact that they're able to communicate maturely. But it once you take this emperor out of the way and you get this ego out of the way, which is what needs to happen, which is what will happen in the future, that's the thing that allows them to bring in this closure. And then the card I got after that was the star card. So basically that means once this closure comes into play, there's a lot of healing in this situation for both of them. And the star card is a card of it's a card of well, wishing upon a star. It's a card of wishes. It's a card of dreams. Okay, so I do feel like for both of them, there is this sense that they do. I do get the sense that they want some sort of reconnection. I'm not saying it's romantic, but I feel like they want to heal whatever was broken with them. Okay, and I feel like in the past that may have been difficult because the communication was so bad because everyone's ego was in the way. But with this Queen of Swords, again, we move her over here. Sorry, we move this Queen of Swords over here, and this communication is what allows this healing to happen. Okay, it's a card. A star card is a card of recovering after a rough period, and obviously, the world is a card of closure and a card of their breakup. That's traumatic. That's something that you have to heal from. That's something that can take a toll on you. So I do feel like they both took a bit of a rest to take time to heal and take time to understand what it was that would truly kind of make them happy, even though that's not what the star card is really about. The star card is a card of restoration. That's the best word for it. I feel like they both have a sense and a desire that they want to heal what was broken in this relationship. Now, even though I say relationship, I'm not getting a romantic feeling from any of this. I'm really not. I'm getting more friendship than anything. But when I pulled a clarifier for the star card, the card that I got was the Five of Pentacles. Okay, the thing that they want healing in is a sense of loss, okay? This is a sense of loss. It's a sense of sadness. But what I'm picking up from more than anything on this card is mourning. They're mourning the death of this relationship. Okay, and I feel like they had to heal from that, or they're going to heal from that. And when I say relationship, again, I'm not feeling anything romantic. I think their romantic relationship, from the way this feels, was just kind of something that happened. I feel like the thing that both of them value most, and the thing that both of them want healing in the most, is their friendship. I think that was the thing that was the most valuable to both of them. But with this Queen of Swords, with this communication that comes in, with this open, honest communication, without ego, without arguments, okay, that communication is what allows this healing to take place, okay? That communication is what allows them to heal from this sense of loss, of this sense of of I've lost my friend, because the next card that comes out here is the Two of Cups in reverse. The Two of Cups in reverse, it can speak of a romantic bond. It can speak of any sort of bond that you have with anything or anyone. But again, I'm not picking up on romance here. I'm picking up on more friendship. But when it's in reverse like this, it's a broken bond. It's a card of disharmony. It's a card of disconnect. Okay, and so what I feel with these two cards here is they what they want most of all is a healing in this broken connection, a healing in this broken friendship. Because the card that came out to clarify the Two of Cups in reverse was the Sun card. They genuinely, truly have affection for one another. There's a true affection here, but when I say a true affection, I mean that in the sense of they genuinely make one another happy. It two peas in a pod. That's the sense that I get from this combo here. I feel like they're two peas in a pod, and I feel like one pea is out of the pod. That's what it feels like. And they want that back. They want healing in this connection. Again, it's not a romantic sense that makes them truly happy. It's their friendship. That's the thing that's coming through strongest. I feel almost in the sense that these cards here, I feel like this ego in this emperor and this argument came into play. I feel like that started with the relationship. And I feel like the relationship kind of took a toll on the friendship. But the friendship is the thing that's the most important to both of them. The friendship is the thing that brought them the most happiness. So I do see them actually communicating. I do see healing in this situation. I do actually see them maybe creating something together in the future. And definitely in the future, I see a healing in this bond, but I don't see them getting back together romantically. I do see them working on their friendship. I do see a very happy outcome in this situation, especially with the sun here. And if you look at the way she's holding this sun, I don't know if you can really see that. This sun looks like it's her everything. Um, so yeah, I see them getting back together as besties. I see them maybe working together on creative projects in the future. Um, there is going to be some healing that takes place, but I don't see them getting back together as boyfriend girlfriend. So I'm sorry about that. But yeah, overall, this is a really positive reading, guys. I feel like they both learned a lot of life lessons in this relationship. They both learned how to communicate more effectively. And I feel like they actually realized how much they genuinely truly mean to each other. But yeah, so yeah, that's that. That's my reading on Liza Koshy and David Dobrik. Again, guys, this is all for fun. This is all alleged. This is just tarot cards. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye, Juana.